Order, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusty, Councilman Questa,
Here.
Councilman Jackson, Councilman Grover, Councilman Keenan, Councilman Sedan,
Here.
Councilman Ballmer,
Here.
Councilman Mazza,
Here.
President Gonzalez.
Here. This is a rescheduled regular conference of the City Council as incorporated in the annual meetings notice of 2012, which was filed in the City Clerk's office and posted on the bulletin board on April 12, 2012, and sent to the Star-Ledger and Home News Tribune in compliance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law of New Jersey. I will now open the public speaking portion of the meeting. If there is any taxpayer resident present that would like to address City Council, they may do so at this time. Your name and address for the record, please.
This is open to the general public.
Yes, sir.
They have a general election this year. I don't know about the school board, maybe 15% of the people who voted. I don't know when they scheduled or maybe the Brits would say schedule the school board election, about 15% who vote, and maybe it's a good stepping stone for an aspiring politician. You know, they could run for higher office, and they get all these school contracts, and they can tell these children that if they don't wear a uniform, they get kicked out of class because I don't know what the reason, what the rationale was for that in a public school.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize Councilwoman Perkins Dusty. Is there anyone else present that would like to address City Council? Seeing none, I close the public speaking portion of the meeting. We will now move on to new business.
Letter dated April 11, 2012, from the Business Administrator requesting authorization for the proper city officials to execute a renewal agreement with MetLife Resources, formerly City Streets Associates, Woodbridge, New Jersey, making available to all city employees a deferred compensation plan, voluntary employee benefits program, and Scholar's Choice 529 savings plan for the period May 25th, 2012 through May 24, 2015 at no direct cost to the city.
Any comments? Put it on.
Letter dated April 12, 2012 from the Business Administrator recommending awarding a contract to Turnout Fire and Safety, Inc., Jersey City, New Jersey, for the purchase of protective clothing and equipment for the police and fire departments and ambulance service bureau for the period April 1, 2012 through March 31st, 2014 at a cost not to exceed $350,000.
Any comments? Put it on.
Letter dated April 12, 2012 from the Business Administrator recommending awarding a contract to Cleveland Auto and Tire Company, Elizabeth, for tires and tubes, public works, police and fire department vehicles for the period April 9, 2012 through May 8, 2012 at a cost not to exceed $25,000.
Any comments? Put it on.
Letter dated April 13, 2012 from the Business Administrator recommending awarding a contract to Martorano Recreation Company, Spring Lake, New Jersey, for playground and park equipment and parts for the Recreation Department for the period April 1, 2012 through May 31st, 2012 at a cost not to exceed $10,000.
Any comments? Put it on.
Letter dated April 17, 2012 from the Business Administrator recommending awarding a contract to Professional Account Management, LLC, a subsidiary of Duncan Solutions, Inc., Milwaukee, Wisconsin, for the furnishing of private collection of municipal court debt for a period of 2 years from the date of approval by the Administrative Office of the Courts with an option to renew for 3 one-year periods under the same terms and conditions of this contract at no cost to the city.
Any comments? Put it on.
Letter dated April 17, 2012 from the Business Administrator requesting an ordinance authorizing, designating 720 North Avenue East as a redevelopment area. Direct the planning board to review the draft redevelopment plan and adopt the redevelopment plan contingent upon the recommendations made by the planning board.
Any comments?
Yeah, I know, question.
Councilman
And it's
Hall.
gonna be-
Yes, this
You
is,
say so?
yes, this is up on Dowd Avenue. It's the old Vestal C. Fargo property.
Okay.
It's about a $23 million project, and they're projecting, currently they're at 70 jobs, and they'll go up to about 110 to 120. So it's approximately another 50 to 60 jobs.
So that, the other way, that just be coming to the planning board.
Correct, yes, absolutely. Yeah, this is making, the ordinance is making a
Yeah, that's what I
recommendation
thought.
to the planning board,
So
yes.
we'll get a chance to take a look at it.
Yes.
It's for Thursday.
What is it, a factory?
It's currently, it's warehousing, it's port-related services. As a result of some of the Homeland Security rules, they're moving that business off port. Similar to the FedEx facility.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments?
Thank you.
Letter dated April 16, 2012, from the Chief Financial Officer requesting authorization for the tax collector to credit said individual's taxes entitled to a senior citizen or disability deduction and a veteran deduction for the 2012 tax year in the amount of $3,000.
Any comments? Put it on.
Letter dated April 17, 2012, from the Chief Financial Officer advising that additional grants may be appropriated in the 2012 state fiscal year budget by budget amendments, Chapter 159.
Any comments? Put it on.
Letter dated April 17, 2012, from the Chief Financial Officer recommending that City Council request the Director of the Division of Local Finance to make the following estimated corrections in the 2012 municipal budget to account for the city's share of grants approved subsequent to the adopted budget. Matching funds, city share from $851,050 to $830,330. Local share, Municipal Alliance 2012, from $0 to $20,720.
Any comments? Put it on.
Letter dated April 17, 2012, from the Chief Financial Officer requesting that your honorable body consider approving resolutions confirming the details of the sale of general obligation bonds to the New Jersey Environmental Infrastructure Trust for funding the city's Midtown area storm and sanitary sewer project. The interest rate afforded the city will be less than one-half that of regular financing.
Any comments? Put it on.
Letter dated April 17, 2012, from the Chief Financial Officer requests that your honorable body consider the approval of a capital ordinance that would authorize City Hall improvements to stairs, structural sidewalks, and masonry in the amount of $300,000.
Any comments? Put it on.
Letter dated April 17, 2012, from the Chief Financial Officer requests that your honorable body consider the approval of a bond ordinance that would authorize purchases of various capital equipment for the fire department that would replace existing equipment based on a recommendation of the fire director in the amount of $2,500,000 with a down payment of $125,000.
Any comments?
What are we getting?
Councilman Hall.
What are we getting?
There's a request for a new, we need a new ambulance and we need a new ladder truck because the existing one we have is close to 20 years old and it's getting more costly to repair.
So the old one will be, this will replace the,
Yeah, it'll be a replacement vehicle for our existing ladder truck and then from there, we would auction off our existing ladder
existing.
for,
Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments? But again, council will approve each of the purchases.
Right.
This is just allowing us to float the bonds to have the money, but each of the individual purchases will be brought back before council.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, put it on.
Letter dated April 17, 2000, April 3rd. April 3rd, 2012, from the Director of Planning and Community Development, requesting authorization for the proper city officials to execute any and all documents necessary to discharge the city's deferred payment loan program second mortgage on the property located at 169 173 Regent Street.
Any comments? Comments?
Wait. I'm trying to think, is that the house that is bad, needs to be torn down?
I will certainly have that checked, I hope.
Yeah, I'm trying to think,
Yeah, I know.
is 173?
Yeah, no, but that's not.
That's not the one? That's the one. Okay, that's not the
That's
one.
not the
That
one.
means you're going to talk about it back. Anyway,
That's 161,
it's 6.
163.
163, right? Okay, all right, go ahead.
163.
That's 160, okay, all right, thank you.
163. is
I'm sorry, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay, put it on.
Letter dated April
That was it. What's going on here?
April 3rd, 2012, from the Director of Planning and Community Development, requesting authorization for the proper city officials to execute any and all documents necessary to discharge the city's deferred payment loan program second mortgage on the property located at 917, 919 Elizabeth Avenue.
Any comments? Put it on.
Letter dated April 17, 2012, from the Fire Director, requesting authorization for the proper city officials to apply, accept, and sign all appropriate documents for a United States Department of Homeland Security fiscal year 2011 assistance to firefighters, fire prevention and safety program for the purchase of code enforcement and educational materials to assist in the implementation of juvenile fire prevention and overall safety program in an amount not to exceed $400,000.
Any comments? Put it on.
Okay, letter dated April 4, 2012, from Lieutenant Dugan, at a request from Councilman Gonzalez to establish Ridgewood Avenue from Garden Street to South Elmora as a 4-ton weight restricted area.
Very good. Happy to see that. Thank you. Put it on.
Letter dated April 5th, 2012, from Lieutenant Dugan, on behalf of Councilman Grover's request to establish a pickup drop-off area alongside the Elizabethport Presbyterian Center in the area of 100-104 Magnolia Avenue, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Any comments? Put it on.
Letter dated April 4, 2012, from Michael LaBrace, Orali Mexican Bistro, Elizabeth, together with Las Palmas Restaurant and Lounge, requesting permission to have live entertainment, music, food, and beer outdoors in celebration of Cinco de Mayo on Julian Place between Morris Avenue and Union Avenue on Saturday, May 5th, 2012, between the hours of 4 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Any comments? Put it on. Yeah,
Just one question.
Councilman, question.
This would not pertain to the ABC?
If they get a license from the New Jersey AGC, then no, they would have permission by the state to be able to go ahead and do it.
And that's what they're proposing.
That's what it's
Is that what they're
proposed.
proposing to do?
They're indicating that they will do
From the
that.
state of New Jersey,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, to do the outdoor beverage sales. Yeah, as long as they get the appropriate permits and that.
But I think it will still go through, I mean, obviously, city council's wishes
Right.
will be adhered to, but it'll still go through the normal process as far as licensing and make sure
Right.
proper permits are in place with regards to any outdoor festival.
But don't we normally have the music turned off at 9, instead of the very lights festival?
That's what he does. He does.
Because we just voted on his, right?
Right, that's why I asked the question. We just voted on this.
No, we voted on Melly
No,
Mills.
we're talking about the
I mean, the
festival
one,
tonight.
yeah.
No, before.
Yeah, but I think it would be up to your honorable body to impose any restrictions, Eugene. Or unless,
I think we should be
The law
probably
department.
consistent.
That's what I've been talking, yeah.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Whatever the hour is we did for that, I think we should, I don't know
For
what
that
it is.
festival, sounds reasonable and fair.
And the mayor has to approve closing the street because I think
Right.
that's the biggest.
Correct. I mean, there's still a lot of, this is just, I guess, the first step they're taking is to see if council will
No,
approve
they
it.
asking us to close the street, we don't
No,
close
no.
the street.
We don't go.
They submit one letter, but I sent this up to the mayor.
Okay, that
For the
says they
street.
request your permission to close the block,
Mhm.
but we don't give, that's not in council. The only thing we can do is restrict, have a uniformity in terms of the
Right.
hours.
If we want to change from 4 to 9,
4 to 9?
if that's what we got for Bella Bella. I'm not-
Yes, that is,
They
That's
can
correct.
still be out there, but the music has to stop at 9. I think that's what it is. Whatever we have
for that festival.
I'll change it to
Right.
9.
Right. So it won't be
Is
consistent.
that's the consensus?
Yes.
yeah, because
absolutely.
then Mount gonna come back to us and say, you
And
guys
say, hey,
let
wait,
them play.
exactly, yeah, give me more right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Sounds
Because we
good.
need to be consistent with everybody. Yes, Councilman.
What time did Manny Mail apply for it? I remember several years ago, he used to go until 10 o'clock at night
Yeah,
in
but
my
we
neighborhood.
restricted that, that's why we restrict, because of the concerns of the neighborhood. We asked that, we told them that we wanted it to close it to 9 extra hours. It was council who did it, not.
Manny Mail has a several activity in the city. Which one are we talking about? That
All of them,
Waterfront.
all of them, but all of
them?
them have a restricted hour, where the music has to stop.
The music.
Right.
Yeah.
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 What she's saying, you know, and I agree with her. The group will still be out there, but music has stopped it down. Yeah, you understand?
Especially, what is it, Saturday night?
Yeah.
Well, the city clerk will look and make sure it's
Yeah,
consistent.
we made
Whatever
that
it is.
change because of the people that's concerned, that way you can stop the music and people linger, but they know it's time to, whatever.
Because some people are starting at 4 p.m. It's very early. People are still working. I don't know why would you want to open up a festival at 4 p.m. where people are still working. But if you open up at 6 and you want to close at 10, it's 4-hour difference.
Saturday.
On a Saturday,
It's
yeah.
Saturday.
It's not a Saturday.
People not working.
It's Saturday, so.
No, there's people working on a
But it'd
Saturday.
be
Some
nice,
people,
you
yeah.
can bring the kids out.
Or,
because it's
Sunday.
Cinco de
Maybe.
Mayo, so 5, 6, you can have the kids out and have a nice,
Yeah, I think
it'd be a
Saturday.
nice
No, but
festival.
I'm talking about in general. It's on the hours. I mean, you want to. This is actually it's in the train station area. I don't think it's going to disrupt anybody living in the area.
Well,
It's a
the
train. It's
waterfront-
actually the
Yeah,
more
but
likely.
the waterfront is the waterfront, the other one he does is on the waterfront.
Yeah, but what about the one on Elizabeth Avenue?
We'll leave this the same.
When we have the entire, area in Elizabeth Avenue, then what we do?
I think it's still close.
Well, I think
The music stuff.
the thing is, we need to be
I mean,
consistent.
that's what I mean. Just because somebody you acting in one direction, other people you act in a different direction.
Well,
You have
no,
to be-
Councilman, we're saying
Right?
that we need to be consistent with everybody.
Yeah, we trying to
So the
be
city clerk
consistent.
is going to research what we've approved for the other
Right,
ones
that would
and
be
make it
good.
consistent.
Right, that's it.
So if the other ones are 10, then we will make this one 10. If the other ones are
Right.
9, then this one will be 9.
That's what, yeah.
And also what the
Oh,
festival
whatever.
ordinance allow too, in case he has to apply according to the ordinance. If it allows it till 10 o'clock, and I would like to apply to 10 o'clock, I mean,
What did the ordinance say?
No, I don't know off the top of my head if there's a time regarding music and things like that in the festival ordinance, but I will check the previous ones for the time for music.
yeah, check for the last 10 years what happened. And all the ordinance, and all the festival that we approve in the
I'm
last
gonna
10 years.
check.
And if you everybody,
Check
give
the
it 9
last
members
one.
of city council, give them 9 copies, please.
Well, can I take a consensus vote here then?
Yeah.
What would people like here? 9 o'clock, keep it, or 10 o'clock?
Whatever I
You
think
know,
we should be consistent.
That we should be
Yeah,
consistent.
that's what-
Whatever
that's what
it
I-
is.
I don't know, I don't care
Okay.
what
That's
the
that was
time
my
is.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inconsistent with the other one,
Yeah, whatever. the
that's more than
time-
fair.
Okay. Yes,
I just wanted
Councilman
to-
Quest- I mean, Cedeno.
Cedeno, Cuesta, or 2 C's. No, I think it's really important to stay consistent. So if, we would keep a check, I know Yolanda's going to check, so. And I think also, this is the first time they're planning to do this, so it would be also good just to see how everything takes
Yeah,
place.
absolutely. I agree. Okay. So agreed, we'll put it on with that caveat. All right? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Okay, letter dated April 2nd, 2012, from the treasurer, submitting the treasurer's report of receipts and disbursements for the month of December 2011, and statement of bank balances and investments as of December 31st, 2011. And that's it.
No full question item, so nothing. Before we go to the once around, I just want to, let everybody know you had your packet for the next ABC meeting. Please note the change in the date and time for the next meeting. Okay? We'll do the once around. Councilwoman Perkins Augustine? Okay. Okay. Councilman Gollman?
Pass.
Councilman
I
Field.
have a memorial for Miss Ada Gross, who passed away. She was 97 years old. She lived in the third ward, and she was also a library worker for many years. I'll get you the obituary. Ada Gross,
Ada Gross.
G-R-O-S-S. She's working
Yeah, I remember.
English as a second language there. Thank you, nothing else, Mr. President.
Councilman Mazza.
Yeah, Mr. President, to the traffic division to put a pedestrian first, Spencer Enter Avenue. It's a very congested intersection, especially every morning when people are dropping. You know, I request some time ago even to have a look at it, see what's happening, you know, double park and triple park and things like that. We send out a letter to the parents in order to alleviate the problem. It would be nice if traffic will put a cone just like that in front of St. Anthony or any other.
Absolutely. Yeah, the
so
safety codes. You got
Right,
it.
safety, and I'm sure that the people will obey by.
You got it.
Thank you.
Spencer and Third Avenue.
Right. Well, that's your main thing.
Anything else, Councilman?
That's it.
Councilman Questa?
Yeah, excuse me, just one question. Want to make sure this document is the one that we now was complete online, Yolanda?
You can fill it out online.
Yeah, do mine.
But you still have to hand it in.
Oh, you still have to hand it in?
You still have to print it and then sign it,
Twice.
and
Yeah,
then
to print it and
hand
sign
it
it.
in. So you can fill that out and just hand it in.
I just wanted to clarify that, because
And
we're
make
not
a
confused last
copy.
time we talked about this. So I could just fill this out like I normally would. Okay.
I'm sure council got
And
those
hand
printed
it
out.
in. But I have to make a copy before you sign because I need to. I don't know why.
Yeah, we
Then
need
you need
two original
signatures.
signatures. Two original signatures, yeah. I'm aware of that.
And then I have to scan it and email.
Thank you. You're doing a good job.
Anything else, Councilman?
No, that's it, thank you.
Councilman Sedano?
Just two things. I wanted to know the status. I had asked a while ago, coming from Morris Avenue towards Irvington Avenue, right in front of the firehouse, the triangle.
Mm-hmm.
If you bear right, there's a yield
Okay,
sign.
so they make it a stop sign?
No.
Okay, I will
And
make
it's
sure.
just, the
Nope.
vehicles just roll through that corner.
I gotcha.
And the other question, just the status on the corner of Alina Street and Cross Avenue. I just wanted to make that into a four-way. Just wanted to know what the status is with that.
I believe that it's been assigned and that the traffic engineer is out there doing counts, but
Okay.
I will confirm that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And that would be a thank you. I have one thing. Councilman Mazza, just warned you, at the last meeting you talked about Vine and Grove Street with the light. And I went by there and there is a blinking light there that's working. So.
They did it, they put it up.
They put it up, okay.
And it's-
I went by there and it's working, so.
Yeah, but according to the traffic, it would have cost too much money, and I rebutted back to them, let them know that the insurance would have reimbursed the city.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's why
what I was
maybe they
wondering.
use their,
You know, I go through there a bit and I didn't remember it
Right.
not being there, but I went by just to make sure and it was there, so. And then the other thing, Bridget, at the last meeting, I requested, and council before we had spoke about it, TNN, who's gonna revise that report, that has to do with the shortening of the distances by stop signs and crosswalks to create more parking in our neighborhoods. We're doing a pilot and have not gotten a revised report back yet.
I haven't, I spoke to him about 3 weeks ago. It had been reassigned to a different engineer. The engineer that was working on it left quick, retired. So they're working on it. I call them every 4 weeks or so just to see where it is. and
Yeah.
just to make sure
I'll
that-
call tomorrow. Sorry, no disrespect to it, but I will definitely make
Yeah,
sure.
no, that's
Because
fine.
they did, there has been a change in personnel. We have a new client manager.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it might be getting lost, but I will make sure to follow
It might
up.
be a good thing, because
Yeah.
that first report they submitted was,
Gotcha, new report.
yeah. so
Yeah,
they
the,
want to revise
the old
it.
engineer
It's
is
been a while
the,
already.
he's
It's been a while.
the,
We've
he's
been
in
waiting
Jersey
for
City.
this.
He's the Jersey, Lee Klein
Yeah.
is the Jersey City engineer now.
Okay.
So, our old guy.
And that's all that I had. Motion to adjourn. So moved. Meeting adjourned.